In episode 1 we served you up a feast of controversy, but welcome back to the restaurant of unpopular West Ham opinions. Hopefully you're mad for it. Let's have a little look on the menu and see what we got for you today. Vinny WHUFC says, we do not have a good team. We have one good player, maybe two. The rest I couldn't care if any of them left. Average and overrated. Well, I'm going to disagree with that. I think we have quite a few good players. Declan Rice is a damn fine player. Maybe that's who he's referring to. Fabianski, damn fine player. Ogbonna, Hammer of the Year this year. You can't say he's poor. He's a damn good player. Anderson, Bowen, Lanzini, when he wants to. Diop, good players. Sebastian Aller, good players. We just don't see the best of them all the time, and that comes down to the management, it comes down to form, it comes down to the formation, the style of play. All that has to be correct for us to see how good these players can be. I can't agree with that. Do I care if any of them left? Not particularly, because I've always believed every player's got a price, but average, I'm not so sure. I think that's a bit harsh, although some are average. Okay, quite a few are average. Mark Sargent says Lanzini has still got it, just needs a team playing well with him. Okay, Mark, that wouldn't have been unpopular a couple of years ago, but it is now. You've got this game. You've got the game. Not everyone does, but you've got this. Lanzini has still got it, I agree. He's still a damn good player, but we haven't seen it for long enough now, and the question is, do we have enough time to wait for him to possibly get that form back? We might not see it. That's the risk. He needs a team playing well around him. I think he's had that at times this season. At times we've done alright with him in it, and he's been the one letting us down a little bit. The play is stuttered when it's reached him. He needs to turn it around sharpish, because patience is running thin with Manu. Webster, I actually think Moyes is the right man for us. Gonna hide before the abuse comes. Mike says David Moyes is a good manager. And Mark says with the right support Moyes can get us European football. Oh, crikey. Mark's verified on Twitter as well. He's got a blue tick. Look, he's done alright, hasn't he? To get it, Charlie. Never mind. European football? No. Is he a good manager? I think he's an alright manager. But I've only enjoyed 3 games this season under him, and we lost 2 of them. That's the facts. At the end of the day, we lost the two of the 3 games I've enjoyed. Prior to that, after the Brighton game, I wanted him sacked. I thought this is not good enough. We've just thrown away a 2-goal lead in a 6-point at the bottom of the table. Get him going. Since then, he started to turn it around a bit. Souček and Bowen have come in and looked impressive. Okay, fair dues, but I just can't buy into this thing that he's the right man to take us forward. Do I want him sacked? No, that's not what I'm saying. Before someone shouts at me for that, I'm not saying that. He's still got my support. Of course he does. But do I expect him to get us do anything amazing at West Ham? No. Do I expect the football to be amazing? Not really. Getting us European football? Behave. Okay, and it's not David Moyes here, okay? This, even taking David Moyes out of the equation for this, Wolves and Leicester pulled away from West Ham a little bit this season. They've gone in, turned the top 6 into top 8 in my opinion. Everton's not far behind. They've got Carlo Ancelotti. So there's Wolves and Leicester, there's Everton, there's us. Now for us to go from here to here, we need a little bit of that. And we're not going to have any this summer. No club's going to have any. So we've missed the opportunity to jump up there and start competing with the bigger boys in the Premier League. That was this season. Opportunity gone now. We're in trouble now. We've got David Moyes. George Lewis being unplayable on his day in relation to Carroll. Surely any player is unplayable on their day. He had a couple of good games a season and was ineffective in the rest of them. Kind of agree. I don't think he was great long enough, Andy Carroll, but as for unplayable on his day, yes, it's a bit of a cliche, but there's loads of cliches in football. However, I do believe Carroll was. The problem is, we only saw it once or twice a season, didn't we? Let's be realistic. Home to Arsenal when he got his hat-trick. That was Andy Carroll. Unplayable. Centre-backs just could not handle him. The reason I think what makes him unplayable is, if you were to put a certain centre-back up against Andy Carroll that day, Carroll would have won against any of them. Any centre-back of Arsenal's team, he would have won. Normally, you can move your team around or something to combat another player's strengths. That day, there was no stopping. Big Andy, no stopping him. Tom Knox says, getting a beer and a piss at the London Stadium shits all over Upton Park. You do, but you pay for it, somewhat literally in terms of getting a beer. Is getting a beer easier? It is. But you pay a bit more, it costs a bit more at the London Stadium at Upton Park. It's having a piss easier at the London Stadium than it is at Upton Park. It is, but you pay for it. You know, your view's not as good. There's no correlation between having a piss in your view site at the stadium. Oh, piss off. Christopher Lillington, here's my controversial opinion. That's the concept of the show, Chris. You've got the concept, well done. Let's continue. The reason that a lot of West Ham fans hate the board is not because of anything they've done, but because we've been poor since the move to the London Stadium. Fans' mood is always dictated by results, and if we were flying in the league, everyone would love the board or at least be neutral towards them. I agree with that, but I don't have enough time to get into it, unfortunately. So Chris, I do think it's an unpopular opinion, but I agree with what you're saying there. I'll maybe cover that in a different video for you. Vic says, the West Ham way is a complete myth. Since the 60s, the total percentage of games where West Ham have played well is no greater than 25%. It's a difficult one this week because you're speaking about something that is almost like a myth, if you want. It's something you get told. It's like a wives' tale, and sometimes you don't literally see it on the pitch. The West Ham way, as far as I've always understood it, is how we want to play football. And does that reflect on the pitch? Nah, not very often. But when it does work, it works well and we enjoy it. But it's almost like it's a symbol for me of how we want football to be played rather than how we actually see the football. Does that make sense? No? Oh well. The new West Ham way, though, the West Ham way today for me, it's almost like banter, isn't it? Bassett and Gold, our sleeve sponsor, it's gone bust. Gone into administration. That's the West Ham way. Forsheezy, Declan Rice is overrated and overhyped. Oh fucking hell, mate. Forsheezy, Jesus Christ, what have we done here? That is definitely unpopular. I disagree with that. I mean, he's obviously referring about West Ham fans here because not many non-West Ham fans rate him that highly for whatever reason. Forsheezy will know, to be fair, going by that opinion. Do we overrate Declan Rice? I don't think so, because we watch him every single week and we know how damn good he is and how damn good he could be and how important he is to West Ham United. Is he overhyped? Possibly. Now, normally they go hand in hand, but overrated is there and then, and to me overhyped is, well, it's hype. We potentially overhype his potential. I've seen a lot of people say he's going to go on and become one of the world's best ever players in that position. I'm not sure he'll be that good. I think he could have a very, very solid Premier League career where he wins trophies, he wins medals, he gets lots of caps under his belt for England. He'll go on to play for a top club. I certainly think he'll get there, but I don't know if he'll ever be. I don't think he'll ever be world class per se. But Bo, I like you, man. I really like you as a subscriber, but risky comment, that boy. Jazza, Carlos Sanchez is not that bad, at least compared with Roberto. He'd start for many bottom half Premier League sides. No. Tom says Ngakia should remain a starter over Fredericks. Yes, I agree. West Ham Jordan says Jeremy Ngakia is the best right back we've had at our club since Shenmue. Right, too far. Too far. The last one, he had it right. He should still be the right back, but this is too far. Right, can I get the menu of right backs at West Ham, please? Since Shenmue. Glenn Johnson was better than what Jeremy Ngakia is today. Could Ngakia go on and be better than what Johnson was for West Ham? Certainly, but as of today, no, I'm not going to give you that one. Lucas Neal. Is Ngakia better than what Lucas Neal was at West Ham? No, and I'm not talking leadership because that would be unfair, but as a right back, I cannot agree to that whatsoever. And then we've got Pablo Zabaleta. Now I know you're all thinking, oh, hang on a minute. No. Zabaleta for a year and a half for us was class. He should have won Hammer of the Year when he first got here. Marco Naves robbed it. That guy didn't even turn up till November and somehow won Hammer of the Year. But that's how football works now. Score a few goals, become a fan's favourite, you win the awards. Forget about the guy at right back who's been working his arse off for 38 games a season. Ngakia is not better than any of those. I would even make a case for Carl Jenkinson. I mean, certainly, in that one year he was fantastic at right back. Unfortunately, he came back a second year and was absolute dog shit, which I'll give you Ngakia over Jenkinson. But I'm not giving you Neil, Zabaleta, probably not Glenn Johnson either. Sorry, Jordan. Arbeloa, what is that? Sounds like something you'll get from this restaurant if it's not cooked properly. Played like it and all, didn't he? Way! Danny Strange. Snodgrass is everything wrong with West Ham. That's a really hard thing. This is a difficult one because I've got to assume what Danny's talking about here, okay? I'm second guessing this and this is difficult. I think he's trying to say that Snodgrass isn't good enough to be playing week in, week out with West Ham, and that's what he's saying. And if he is, I agree. I've done a video about this before. I don't think Snodgrass should be playing in an attacking position for West Ham. He's too slow, pardon me. He's only created 8 chances from open play all season. Jack Grealish has created 58, just for a comparison in attacking fielders. It's not good enough. But I certainly think he can and should be playing centre midfield for us in games. He's definitely got a squad role at the club. I don't want to see him sold. But everything wrong with West Ham, I think that's a bit offensive actually, because what Robert Snodgrass does off the pitch as a man is unbelievable. He's by far the best player at our club in terms of professionalism. We just spoke about Jeremy Ngakia. You want to say to Jeremy Ngakia, watch Robert Snodgrass. Look at how he acts as a professional. He's just fantastic. What he does for charity, for people, for fans, not just at West Ham, all around the United Kingdom. Robert Snodgrass is an inspiration. He's a hero. He is a hero actually. Sometimes footballers, they're heroes to kids, but as a man, as an adult, Snodgrass is still a hero because of what he does, and I just hope he lives forever. Ian Ford says Valencia and Sacco were a great strike partnership ruined by Carroll coming back. I mean, that's not even an unpopular opinion, is it? That's maybe an obscure opinion. It's a very out there one. No one's going to disagree with that. Was it ruined? Yes it was. Was that a great partnership? Yes it was. Sam Allardyce literally sat there in the press conference and said we have to get Carroll and Nolan back into the team. For whatever reason, we're sitting 4th in the league. We had Sacco, Valencia up front. We had Downing on the Diamond. That's hard to say actually. Downing on the Diamond. Yeah, Downing on the Diamond. Downing on the Diamond. For whatever reason, you want Carroll and Nolan back in there. And we all know what happened. He fucked it. Beans on toast. Zola should have been kept on and supported. He would have done so much better than Grant. It's not unpopular, that, surely. I mean, the guy literally got us relegated. It's a bit difficult to be worse than someone that got you relegated. I think the board were proven correct, actually, on one thing here. Not employing Grant, no, obviously not. But they were correct in the sense that Zola perhaps didn't have what it took to become a long-term Premier League manager, because he's not done much since. He's now at Chelsea as a coach, doing superb there, and some non-playing staff are like that. They're better being in the back room and contributing as staff, assistant managers or coaches, rather than running the team and the club themselves for whatever reason. I think Zola was one of them. That's not an unpopular opinion, is it? It's not, it's not as edgy as a rock and roll star, that is it? And there's all your unpopular West Ham opinions. We hope you're full at the restaurant here. We hope you've had a good old feed. And these videos obviously take a little bit longer to edit. We've got an idea for another one. Not on unpopular opinions, but slightly different. So if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. Subscribe if you're new around here and all that. And well, that's me all done. I'm off to have some cigarettes and alcohol. Are you finished making Oasis puns yet? Maybe. Pardon? I said maybe! Oh, for fuck's sake.